Today we're in St. Petersburg, Florida. We're visiting Florida's largest bookstore, Haslam's bookstore. And over the years of its 84 years of existence, there's been reports of paranormal activity going on in this shop. Ghosts, books flying off the shelf. Ghost hunters have investigated the site. Lots of strange activity. We're going to go talk to the owner, find out more about this. This is very interesting. So join me right now, and we're coming at you with that in 15 seconds. This is Florida's largest bookstore, Haslam's bookstore in St. Petersburg, Florida, which has been in existence since 1933 here at Grand Central District on Central Avenue in St. Petersburg. Displays here, one for the Jaws book, and they might need to have some ghost hunting books, considering this particular shop is known for its paranormal activity of a ghost inside this shop with books falling off the shelf. And those books are sort of gone with the wind, so to speak, as they fall at night. And as you can see from the outside, Haslam's bookstore since 1933. The paint, pretty old. Probably might need a new paint job there, but it looks kind of retro-y. Even the little retro sign there since 1933. We're going to go inside and see about this paranormal activity that goes on inside this bookstore. Kind of creepy. Haslam's bookstore here is so large, largest one in Florida. They have a map of this place. It's huge. They have a selection of books here from just about every city known to man here. It looks like Nashville, Las Vegas, New York, New Orleans. You could just discover the whole U.S. They also have some books here in a glass case. These must be pretty old and expensive. Actually, they are. There's one for $375. Here's one. This I Remember by Eleanor Roosevelt. $1,400 book right there. That is an original. Classic stuff in here.
My mother is the Haslam, and my great-grandmother started the store in 1933. She was the genius of business. My great-grandfather was the guy who lifted things. And she was the one who spent every penny they had to buy real estate magnate's estate of books, because he didn't want to bring his library back up to New England. So she covered all the books and rented them for 2 cents a day. She was Blockbuster before there was a Blockbuster. And so she passed it on to my grandfather, Charles Haslam, who, when he got out of World War II, decided to bring in the first new books. And he had a TV show on PBS called The Wonderful World of Books, where he interviewed the biggest authors in the world for 15 years. And I remember watching the show as a kid and thinking, I can't believe he read all those books.
So this is a pretty large shop. So
yeah, it's about 30,000 square feet. And we have just about anything that you could possibly imagine. And a lot of times, the joy of coming in here or working here is that you just walk up to something and you didn't know that existed, that was a thing. And
everything unique you can show me.
Yeah, and you just don't know what you're going to walk into, and you didn't know that you were interested in this. So that's one of our favorite parts, is that a lot of people find their new passions in life.
Right, that sign there.
Yeah, 80 years, or we're about 85 years now.
So this is an old sign already.
Yeah, that was for we had Ray Arsenault here for our 80th anniversary. We had a huge turnout, and it was really neat to see how many people have been affected. My favorite thing is I'll be out someplace at a movie theater or a restaurant, and some 20-year-old kid will come up and hug me and say, I won't recognize them, and they'll say, I was 10 years old or 12 years old and I hated to read, and then we were talking and you told me to read The Man Who Listens to Horses or The Black Stallion because I loved horses, and now I'm a straight A student. I've got a 4-year scholarship to college. I'm a reading machine. So
Oh, these are some really old things here.
these are the kind of things that Grandma read,
Hardy Boys.
and Granddad read.
Oh yeah.
When they were kids. These are the 40s editions, and then there's the editions from the 60s. Here's Trixie Belden. Mom used to read those when she was a little girl, and I should put those face out.
So this is where you can find those classic gems back here in the back.
Yeah, and they're still fantastic. One of the other amazing things about the store is that Jack Kerouac used to come in here several times a week, and we've had paranormal investigators come and document their findings, and it's long been thought that his ghost is here. And
In this shop.
the store in this shop, yeah, the author of On the Road. What happened was is that his books were in the K's alphabetically by author, and he was on a bottom shelf. And what happened was is that all authors want their books at eye level, so he would come in and just knock all the books at eye level off the shelves and put his up there and leave those on the ground. My grandfather would come out and say, "Hey Jack, what are you doing?" And so to this day, off this wall, we have books will just flop off after we close. So while we're putting stuff away and straightening before we go home, a whole shelf of books will just flop right off the especially in the novels.
Really?
Yeah. And
Interesting.
He lived here in St. Pete and ended up dying here.
In the store? No.
No, not in the store. But he hung out on Central Avenue.
Oh, okay.
And at the Flamingo Bar on Ninth Street. And actually, there was a piano
Maybe you ought to
bar.
do like a thing at Halloween to honor this thing.
We used to news TV stations used to come in every Halloween and do it. We're in most of the Florida ghost books.
So have you ever been able to set a camera up and capture them coming off the shelf? That would be cool.
But I think they had photographed the first orbs, videotaped the first orbs in here.
So this room is where they shot the orbs, then caught those on film.
In the religious room, yes. And
Well,
this is
really?
where
Wow.
philosophy and theology is. Theology fills up most of the room.
I think this being such a large shop, I think the bookworm on Batman would be very proud.
Yeah.
They have some how-to books here. If you want to learn how to raise some chickens and you don't know how, they have one here for dummies. And you think you're a Disney expert? Here's a book for everything I need to know I learned from a Disney little golden book. That might be your secret, and you're just not telling nobody. How many is old enough to remember the Encyclopedia Britannica? Not too many. I think now they go to Wikipedia online to get that info. These are photos of the cats that live right here in this Haslam's bookstore, the Florida's largest bookstore here in St. Petersburg. And you can buy a card here with the photos of the cats. And who doesn't love a cute little cuddly cat? Especially a cat who's into reading books. That's a smart cat. There's 4 of these cats here that live in the shop here at Haslam's. And he is running from me. He's going to go do some reading back there someplace. Oh my goodness, look at the birds. Where's Alfred Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
So do you have like the book The Raven and all that?
You do, yeah.
Oh my goodness. He is feeding these pigeons. He has the treats right in his car here, the owner at Haslam's bookstore. And not only the Florida's largest bookstore, but looks like the largest parking lot infested with pigeons. I didn't know I was going to get wildlife with my book tour.
Yeah.
This is neat. Do you normally do this little tour with all your book customers?
I do it with the kids.
You do it with the kids? They love it probably.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Haslam's Florida's largest bookstore here. Is that one of your original signage there?
Yeah, it was painted way back in the 60s. And Izzard, from A to Izzard, actually means Izzard is Old English for everything.
Oh my goodness. That was Haslam's bookstore. Florida's largest bookstore in the whole state of Florida. Absolutely incredible. 30,000 square feet. Owner's super nice guy. Gave me the full tour. Some very interesting things over the 80 some odd year history of this bookstore. Paranormal activity going on in this shop. Interesting. I was glad I stopped in this place. I could have talked all day to him. He's a talker like me. And he came out and showed me a little thing he does with the kids, with the pigeons out in the parking lot. Absolutely incredible. I've never really seen pigeons come up to you up close like that. Definitely come check this place out next time you are in St. Petersburg. It's at the Grand Central District on Central Avenue. I'm going to have a link in the description. Appreciate the owner showing me around. Didn't see no paranormal activity going on in there, but maybe we'll come back and investigate come Halloween. Maybe I'll bring Gigi with me and we can maybe bring some kind of a camera, see if we can see some ghosts. That's kind of creepy, isn't it? Maybe Edgar Allan Poe might show up. You never know. He had some pigeons. That's close enough to a raven for me. So I'm out of here. Be sure you go out there and make it a great day because you deserve it.